Now see, today our topic is loops in Java. First of all, understand what is meant by loop. Guys, anyone tell me what is meant by loop? Suppose if you consider, if you are doing any work again and again, suppose see, I'll tell you, if you are moving from this point, this is a starting point. Okay, this is a ending point. If you are moving starting to end again coming back, this will you call one loop. Okay, otherwise one road, sorry, one iteration. Okay, otherwise one time I went to end and one time I came back to starting point. This we will call, from whenever you are moving from starting point to ending point in a repeated manner, okay, that will consider as a loop. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
now you understood, for every loop it will consist of one starting point and one ending point. Suppose, now let me take an example. Okay, suppose you went to doctor, so you said, sir, I have some back pain, something else. He said, do walking for 500 meters, okay, every day. Okay, you have to walk 500 meters every day here. Now suppose in you are walking in your street. Okay, so your starting point is in your street, in your home. Okay, and to end of your street, to end of your street. Now consider this distance is there 100 meters. Now how many times you will do this? 5 times, correct? I'm
Sir.
saying to go to
Yes.
the end of the street 50 meters and come back, total is 100 meters. Now how many times you will do? 5 times. So you have a starting point, you have a starting point, you have a ending point also, and you have a limit also, where to have to stop condition also you have. So according to this starting point, ending point, condition, by considering these three situations, you are doing iterations, you are doing walking here. Correct? In the same way, now consider this example in real time, in the Java time. Loops are used to, loops is used to iterate, loops are used to iterate a part of a program several times. Part of a program several times. Suppose if you have written any code, suppose you written these 3 lines of code, you want to execute this 3 lines of code again 9 times. You have to execute these lines of code 9 times. Okay. Now see, this is the starting point. This is the ending point. You have to print these 3 lines of code 9 times. So here the starting point is there, ending point is there, condition is there. According to this, you are going to iterate your code several times. Why we use loops? Loops are used to iterate a part of a program several times. If always remember, if the number of iteration is fixed, if the number of iterations is fixed, means you have to know stopping point. You have to know stopping point or condition, where to stop. You have to know this. Okay. Now let me go here. See here, what is meant by loops in Java? Loops are used to iterate. Iterate means run again. Iterate a part of a program several times until the condition is satisfied. Until the condition is satisfied. What I said here, now here the same thing. What I said here, the definition is what I written. You have to do the, now see, you have to do the walking, okay, from starting point to ending point, total 100 meters. You have to do it is an iteration, right? this iteration until you have to do, and how many times, if suppose your doctor said 1000 meters, means until this condition is satisfied you will do the walking. The same way in the Java, whatever the condition you are providing, this you have to iterate a loop. Any loop you are iterating, that you have to iterate that loop until this condition is become satisfied. If this condition is not satisfied, means again you have to do it. The same way, see, I'm giving you food, okay? I'm giving you food. So I have to give you food until you feel you satisfied, until your stomach has full. Correct? The same way you have to iterate a code, and you have to iterate a code by using a loop until the condition is satisfied. Okay? Clear? Guys, understood what is meant by loop?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Now see, in Java there are three types of loops. Okay, first one is for loop. This for loop only advanced as a for each loop. Okay, that I will explain. Now consider only these three: for loop,
While loop,
while loop.
do while loop.
Yeah, good. Do while loop. Okay, sir. What is the difference between this all the means? Now first understood. Okay, what is meant by for loop? What is meant by do while loop? Then you only tell me what is the difference. Now see, first loop is for loop. First loop is for loop. Now here nothing definition and all things. Let's understand syntax. Syntax of for loop. First for keyword. Next here initialization value. Suppose you can consider initial value. Okay, semicolon. Next here condition, semicolon, increment value. Increment value. Now open bracket, close bracket. This is the syntax of loop. Okay, this is the for loop you have to write. See, these are all optional. Everything here, initial value, these values are optional, but these semicolons are mandatory. Okay, these only values are optional here. Okay, now see here. Now I just ask you to the first question will understand by solving the questions. Okay, here the first programming question is write a program to print n natural numbers. Write a program to print n natural numbers. Means if I given you input, as 5, suppose 5, you have to give output. Okay, you have to give output as 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, we already know here our program is to print n natural numbers. Print n natural numbers. Okay, so natural numbers means we'll start with 1, end with up to n. Okay, we know here starting point, we know here ending point, means where we have to stop. This is the stopping point. Okay, we know here initial point. Okay, now see our for loop is there. Now see right here 1 2 3 4 5. Now tell me what is the difference between the one element to another element? 1, correct? 1, correct? 1. No, correct here 1. Now suppose initial value is 1, means 1 plus plus 2, 2 plus plus 3, 3 plus plus 4, 4 plus plus 5. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Now see here, I am taking a for loop. what is the for loop syntax? Here we have to declare initial value. What is the initial value here, guys? Initial value is what? 1.
One, sir.
So I'm taking int I is equal to 1. Okay, what is the see here syntax? What is the increment value? What is the increment value here?
Plus,
1.
plus.
We have to increase one time. So which value we have to increase? This I value, because you are assigning this 1 to I value, correct? Now you are increasing, you are assigning this 1 to this I. So you have to increase the which value? 1 value. That means I plus plus. Okay, where you have to stop? When I plus plus, it will become 1. Next I plus plus, it will become 2. I plus plus, it will become 3. I plus plus, it will become 4. I plus plus become 5. So you have to stop when I is become 5, correct? I less than or equal to 5. You have to execute this for loop. See, this for loop will execute until this condition is true. If this condition is became false, it is not going to be executed. Okay, now we'll write it clearly. So our input is 5. Okay, n is equal to 5. Our output is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So each and every value we have one value is increased here. Okay, see, this is our initial point, this is our ending point, means we have to stop here. This is the condition, stopping condition. Now see, I'm taking a for loop here. For loop syntax is, first thing you have to declare initial value int I is equal to 1. Now how many times this loop has to execute? Until this reach ending point, correct? I need to execute this loop until I reach ending point. So I'm keeping I less than or equal to 5. Once it is reached 5, okay, I is equal to 5, this is true. Once it is reached 6, if I value is less than or equal to 5, now I become 6, means 6 less than or equal to 5. Is it become the true or false? False. So our loop will start, it will stop execution. Loop will execute. Now here I will make point here, see. Note, loops will execute until condition is true, until given condition is true. If condition become false, if condition become false, loop will be terminated. Terminated means it will exist. Okay, now this is your understanding. Now see, now whatever the loop we are iterating, where we have to stop it? When you it is I will become the 6, that time you have to stop it, means until less than or equal to 5. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this condition will become the true or not? For 1, for 2, for 3, for 4, this is true, right?
Yes, sir.
So what is the difference between the element to element? What is the incremental value? You have to increase one value. So I'm using increment operator, I plus plus. I'm increasing this value every time one iteration. I'm increasing it here. Now see here, what I'm doing, I'm println, I'm printing I value. Okay, I'm printing I value. Now we'll see how this flow will get executed. Now I'll write actual program here. Understand, our input is n, n is equal to 5. Now I'm taking for int I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to n. I'm keeping this value, whatever the 5 value that is available in the n. That's why I'm keeping n here. Okay, I plus plus. Now see here. Okay, our maximum limit is n, not 5. It can be 10, it can change to 10 also, it can change to 20 also. So always take the constants, not the values. Now see here, I am writing print ln I value, I am printing here. Okay, first our execution will come here. It will check, it will take I is equal to 1. Okay, then it will check. Now if you are giving n is equal to 5, okay, now see, it will check again, it will go here. From first it will come here, it will go here, then it will check 1 is less than or equal to 5. Yes, it is less than, it will give true, then it will enter to this. Now it will print 1, I value is 1 here. Now from here onwards it will go to here, it will increase value to 2, I plus plus means 1 plus plus, it will become 2. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now see here, 1 plus 1, it will become the 2. Now okay, again from here it will go to here, condition. Now it will check 2 is less than or equal to 5, true. So again it will come here, it will print 2. Okay, again it will go back here, I plus plus 2 plus plus, it will go 3. So now it will come here, it will check 3 less than or equal to 5. Yes, true. So again it will come back to here, it will print 3. Now again it will go 3 plus plus, it will become 4. Again it will go here to check the condition, 4 is less than or equal to 5, it will become the true. So it will print 4. Now again 4 plus plus plus, what it will happen, 5. 5 is less than or equal to 5, true. So it will print 5. Next I plus plus, next it will go, now the I value is here 5. Now it will go 5 plus plus, what will happen, 6. 6 is less than or equal to 5,
Yes, sir.
so it
Condition
will become
failed.
false. Now it will reach here and it will come exit. Clear how the flow of working here
Yes, sir.
for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Sir.
now we'll write a program here. Okay, now we'll write here class print n natural numbers. Okay, now here see, here I'm taking a main method. Inside a main method I'm asking user, so I'm taking scanner class, scanner s is equal to new scanner system dot in. Okay, here what I'm taking input, I'm asking user to enter a value, enter a n value, enter a n value. Now see here, int n is equal to sc dot next int. Okay, now here what I'm doing, I'm taking for loop. What is the initial value? Always natural numbers will start with a 1, whole numbers means 0, in natural numbers means 1, so initial value is fixed. Now until we have to execute until I less than or equal to n. Okay, I plus plus. Now here system dot out dot println, you have to print I, you have to print I. Okay, after this, once this condition, it is the exit, so I'm just system dot out dot println, I'm writing here loop is terminated. See, once it is come out of from this means, that means the loop is terminated only, right? From here the program is came to this line, means this line of execution is done. Correct? That's why I'm saying loop is terminated here. Now let me try. While I'm executing this program, now see here, enter a n value, I'm entering 5. See, 1 2 3 4 5, and loop is terminated. It is not printed 6 because since 6 will give you false condition. Okay, clear what is for loop, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now this is an example for loop. Now let me try different cases. Okay, Now see here, first one. If anyone asks you to, the most important interview question, write a program, okay, by declaring, write a program to infinite loop. You have to make a loop which will execute until infinite times. Okay, write a program. Okay, write a program for, write a program in which loop will execute infinite times. Infinite times. What is it mean by? See now, see here. Okay, now see here. What is like interviewer asking you? You have to write a loop, any loop. Suppose now here I am taking one for loop. This for loop, if you are printed here, right? Suppose if you are printing system dot out dot println 1, this has to print infinity times. This has to print infinity times. Means infinity times means there is no stopping point only. There is no stopping point only. How to write that loop? Now see, suppose, let me take an example. You take a for loop here. For int I is equal to 1. Okay, don't provide here any condition. Don't provide any stopping condition. Just increment I plus plus. Okay. Now you print ln of I. Print ln of I. How many times this loop is going to be executed? See,
It
first it
will
will come here.
this
Then it
sir.
will go here. Okay, there is no condition to check. So it will come here, it will come here, no condition. Again, this loop will execute until infinite times or not.
Yes, sir.
So if I tell you go straight, if I don't tell you any destination to where you reach, you will move until I stop you, correct?
Yes, sir.
The same way, if you
Sir,
don't specify here the condition where your loop has to stop, that time this your for loop is executing how many times? Means infinity times. If you don't provide a condition, it will execute infinity times. Let's see here. I'm just removing this all things. See here, example of infinity loop. Infinite loop. Now see here, I'm not providing any condition. Here I'm not providing any condition. Simply I initialize the initialize value and increment value. Now see, I am running this program. See how many times it is getting executed. If you don't stop this execution, it will execute until your memory is being full. Now tell me, this loop is executing infinite times or not?
Yes, sir. It is executing in.
Yes sir.
So if anyone asks you to write a program for the how to stop it, means in Eclipse you can just have a red button terminate. You can stop it here. Okay, if anyone interviewer asks you to write infinite loop, this is one type of infinite loop. Okay. Now one more, sir. Here it is not happening when we don't keep here initial condition. If I remove here decrement character, what is going to be happening? No error. See, if I run it here, it should also execute infinity times, but here only it will print 1. Are you able to understand?
Yes,
You
sir.
can write like this also.
yes, sir.
This is also an example for infinity loop. Now here you can understand, I said right, these conditions, whatever these conditions are there, these are optional. Now you understood, you seen in the syntax, these are optional. Okay, now see, if I remove initial condition, what is going to be happen? If I remove here initial condition, it will throw an error. What error? This I is not there. You are not initialized anywhere I. So it is throwing error. Suppose you keep here some ABC. Now run this program. It will not throw any error. So this ABC will print how many times? Infinity times. Okay. This is for loop. Anyone have any doubts? If you don't provide any condition also it will work, but it will work until the condition is satisfied. If you don't provide any satisfied any condition here, this loop is going to work infinity times. These are the three
How to
examples.
stop it, sir?
You can't stop it. See,
Okay.
you once your program is infinite means you can't stop it, but here we have an option to terminate. Okay, with the programmatically you can't stop it. You can stop it only with the terminate button.
Okay, sir.
Okay, that is why infinity times your program will execute. If you have written here 100 lines of code in the below, these lines of code will not going to execute at any cost, because this for loop is executing infinity times. Infinity times means there is no end only. So whenever there is no end, how can this loop is come out of this situation? So from there it will not come here. Okay, that time what it will do, until your memory there, this for loop will get executed. If your memory is not there, it will show out of memory error. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, this is the three types of examples for infinity loop, and this is the three types of ways you can write the for loops. Anyway, everyone will have the doubt, sir, what will happen if I don't give the initial value? What will happen if I don't give the conditional value? What will happen if I don't give the increment value? Now you all understood what will happen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Okay guys, is it clear for everyone?